This is one of the only shops in the world that still measures every head before selling a hat. Lock & Co workers have been designing and selling high-quality hats for nearly 350 years, making it the oldest hat shop in the world. It's outfitted British royalty and invented iconic headwear like Charlie Chaplin's bowler. The shop has survived industrialization and 2 world wars, but the COVID-19 pandemic was the first time it had to close its doors. We went to the heart of London to see how this legendary boutique is still standing. Master Hatter Jay Vagala greets every client as they walk in.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Hello, how are you?
Most hat stores don't do custom shaping and sizing, but at Lock & Co, customers don't get off-the-rack treatment.
Spot on, 61.
Then Jay brings them to the custom fitting device called a conformator. This one is 150 years old and still in use at Lock every day. Jay inserts a piece of paper into the conformator and locks the top part in place.
Just on your head, sir. There we go.
It punches dots in the paper that outline the exact head shape. Jay uses the paper to calibrate the other sizing tool, the formilion. He adjusts each of the wooden keys to match the cutout. Then he puts this inside the hat. With light steam and a brush, Jay adjusts the hat until it's soft and takes on the perfect shape. He removes the formilion and gives the client a final fitting of their customized hat.
Great, great.
2 floors up, head designer Owan Golding handcrafts couture pieces for Lock's women's collection. Owan chooses her materials, mixing and matching textures and colors. Next, she chooses a wooden hat block. Lock & Co has a large collection that includes vintage ones. Owan softens the fabric over the block using water and steam. She stretches and pulls it, allowing the material to take shape before pinning it in place.
So you're using a lot of heat and pressure to block. And this is the same process in hat blocking with any material you use. And this is the way that hat making has been done forever.
In fact, mass-produced hats are made with the same principles in mind, but with hydraulic machines instead of by hand. Owan makes sure there are no wrinkles in the first layer before she repeats the process, this time with French canvas. She leaves it for a day to harden and hold its shape on the block. She polishes the dry base with an iron.
That's quite important when you're using fabric on the outside because any wrinkle will show up.
And carefully removes all the tacks to free it from the wooden block. To make sure that the hat keeps its shape, she sews wire into the brim.
Each hat is a piece of art in itself. We are not really constrained by function in hat making. You really are creating something that is spectacular. It doesn't really have to kind of keep you warm. It doesn't have to clothe your back.
Then it's time to decorate it. For this piece in the winter collection, she opts for a dark blue satin and a white flower.
Hats can be anything. They can be kind of as large and as crazy as you want, or as small and demure and subtle as well. So I think you really cover every emotion, really, with a hat.
Going to Lock & Co feels like stepping into a different time.
Very little has changed from the layout, the front of the store. Okay, we have electric lights and a few different bits. We focus on that old-fashioned service, very high-quality products.
Lock & Co keeps the conformator patterns for a number of their high-profile customers. And the shop has invented some of the world's most iconic pieces of headwear throughout history. Its most famous style is the Cook, perhaps more commonly known as a bowler hat. Charlie Chaplin ordered his signature hats from the shop. And the Cook even appeared as Bond villain Oddjob's weapon of choice. Winston Churchill's trademark styles, the Homburg and the Cambridge, are also staples of Lock & Co.'s catalog. British naval hero Lord Nelson visited the shop several times to purchase his classic bicorn hats, including on his last day in London about a month before his death at the Battle of Trafalgar. Before going to the front in World War I, many British soldiers got the leather straps in their steel helmets fitted here. And Locke's hatters helped redesign and fit Queen Elizabeth II's coronation crown. Locke & Co. is also among the world's oldest family businesses. Members of the 7th generation of the Locke family are still a part of it today.
Everybody that works here, it's not just about selling hats, it's not just about the knowledge. There's a real custodianship of the shop.
Throughout its long history, it has had to adapt to changes beyond just fashion trends, like expanding its export business and selling online.
And hats aren't necessarily the easiest things to buy online. Everybody knows their shoe size, but not everybody knows their hat size.
And it's even had to weather some major disruptions to the business.
During the Blitz, the building was actually bombed. The bomb came through the roof and all of the floors and landed in the basement, and thankfully didn't explode. And then more recently, obviously, the global pandemic is the first time we've ever had to close our doors.
The shop was closed on and off for almost a year, forcing Locke to rely only on its website sales.
We don't do off-site warehousing, we don't have a fulfillment centre, everything goes out of the green front door. And so to turn a business that was 80% retail to suddenly 100% online was a big change and required a lot of effort.
And during the UK's lockdown, fashionable events where people would wear hats, like weddings and horse races, were cancelled. Now as the country reopens, many major events are back on the calendar. So while Locke & Co. strives to keep up with the rise in demand, it promises to face this post-pandemic chapter with the same traditions it has kept up for centuries.
We are old-fashioned in all of the positive ways that can be interpreted. I think that that's very refreshing in the days of sort of fast fashion and high-paced lifestyles to come into this tiny little oasis of like stepping back in time